CFR Network, CFR Sports. Good day, good night, all. Welcome back. Trust to everybody as well. Special guest, keeping the build local. I have with me a rising fighter, the one and only Manny Akpan. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. How are we?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Man.
You're most welcome, aka the Black Death.
Yeah, that's it. Don't forget that
one. 100%, man. But we ain't talking about little rats coming from boats messing up England.
Soon to be taking over Europe, though. Soon to be taking over Europe, still.
Exactly. So yes, man, honors. Thanks very much for taking the time, carving some time out your busy schedule. I know you're preparing diligently and all that there, but we had to do it, man. We had to have this sit down, this conversation, expose you to the world in essence, man. People seen you knocking man's head off and and kicking and punching and all that. So I think it's time, we got to overstand who is the Black Death, man? Is he just knocking people's heads off, or like who is this dude, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. So let's do the last couple of years, which has been very tumultuous. Yeah. How, as an athlete, how have you been able to sort of maintain and keep focus with restrictions and all the rest of that stuff? How did you navigate through that period?
To be fair, like, there's not been too much of a difference in terms of training. Like, it's one of them. Like, you've got to get in the cage. You've got to adapt. Like in life, you've got to adapt. Like when whatever restrictions or holdbacks that there's been, you just have to adapt. Like find training partners wherever, find ways, places, people to train with wherever you can. The only thing that's really been a bit hard to deal with is the lack of shows. Pre-COVID and stuff, there's been a lot of shows, a lot of shows, like shows every week, every month and that. But since then, it's been a lot less. So it's just really been able to stay ready and be ready to go whenever.
Excellent. So you painted that picture pretty vividly in regards to, and it makes perfect sense. When you were fighting, you've got to, you train, but once you're in there, it's a different thing. So you have to adapt on the fly, and taking that ethos and that mentality and able to translate that into your personal life and how you maneuver. I think, that's a perfect way to do it.
100%.
Because guaranteed everything in life is subject to change. And if we're just dogmatic in just, okay, I'm just going to walk down Main Street, that's all I'm going to do. We're missing St. Peter's Road, we're missing Mary Lane, we're missing all of these little diversions off the main path, which are going to, reveal other things.
Especially in this game, like things things happen out to do every single second, whether that's in the cage or outside the cage. So you just gotta be ready to stay adaptable.
100%. So what got you into to fighting, mixed martial arts? Did you come from a historical kickboxing or boxing background, or is it just been straight, I want to do MMA kind of thing?
Yeah, it was just I want to do MMA. I was always into sports and stuff in school. I always liked sports. I played rugby, played football, like any sport. I was just onto it. I just liked it. And then I used to get into a lot of fights in school as well. And then I seen it when you can do UFC. I watched the UFC a couple of times, and I was just like, it didn't really interest me too much.
Yeah.
But then I seen one that was done in England. It's called Cage Rage.
Yes.
There's two fighters that I've seen. I've seen Melvin Manhoff and I've seen Anderson Silva. And obviously being two people of African descent, it was like I just seen them and they was knocking people out and doing it in style as well. I was like, I'll have some of that. Like I'll give a go at that. Like I just like the way they would finish fights and just punching people out, knocking people out and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll give this a go 100%.
That was the inspiration to say, and I totally hear exactly what you're saying. To see a representation of yourself, in essence, on
Mhm.
television in a sport where it's in essence dominated by other people. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, there's actually someone up here at this elite level, performing and, as you say, knocking people out. Because at that time, Melvin was, he was in the prime of
he
his
was the most
career of
feared. He
sorts.
was feared. Yeah, he was so feared. Like, I remember he fought in Liverpool. I remember he fought in Liverpool against he fought in Liverpool against a local lad, and he just come in from the Netherlands, like no one there supporting him. The whole crowd's like what, 1,500, 2,000 people with this Scouse lad, knocked him out within like 30 seconds, and it was brutal. And it was like, oh, like I was like, wow.
Yeah, this is my thing now. Let me make some steps. So what were in essence the steps? Okay, you got the buzz and you were like, okay, this is something I want to do. What was the next steps evolve, for you to actually join a gym, etc.?
It was literally just because I was in high school at the time, so it was literally just obviously my mum and dad just like had me, so it was just literally doing my studies, and whenever I had free time, like evening, just to do, and then I go to do jiu-jitsu, go to kickboxing, and yeah, it was literally just that. Like that was like the setup. It was school, training, school, and training, school, and training, and training, and it just literally followed that path all the way through, sixth form, university, and yeah, I was just training and doing school, training, doing school, training, doing school.
So you're clearly focused to do that. Did you have friends or associates that would that said, actually, I like the sound of this, let me join you, or was this literally a solo venture?
Yeah, it was more of a solo venture. Like I'd have people here and there who would like, come with me and that to the trainings and that. But it was all me. It was all I just really found it. I just found something I loved, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to dedicate my free time to. I'm getting fit. Building your confidence in terms of if I'm in a dark alley at night, I can protect myself, and then
Yeah.
yeah, and I eventually wanted to compete as well. So it was one of them. Like I didn't really care too much about like anyone coming with me to train or anything like that. No.
And I guess throughout the period, if you going to these gyms and all that, you're building a secondary sort of foundation and family of sorts with the people that you're training with.
Yeah, 100%. Like there's a lot of even though it is an individual sport, there's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of ups and downs, like all these ups and downs in sport. Like you share them with your teammates, you share them with your teammates. So yeah, definitely 100%.
And are you still at the same gym that you started with, or have we moved? Have we elevated?
Um, no, no. Because I grew up in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Once I went to university, I came to Manchester University. And from then, I'd say from then that's when I started taking it seriously to like compete.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, more or less I've stayed at the same gym ever since my first amateur fight all the way up until now. It's the same, more it's the same team.
Oh, okay. So amateur wise, I couldn't really find much on that. How many amateur bouts did you have before you turned pro?
I have about 9, 10 amateur fights.
That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you find some people kind of rush it and will have maybe, three amateur fights and then jump straight to pro. But I think 10, I mean, let's look at the boxing model. How many fights will an amateur boxer have before they turn pro?
Oh, they'll have like 100, maybe 200, 300 even. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
But
that's
I
good.
think that's I don't know. I wouldn't say it's broken, but I think that's more. I don't think that's the best thing for them because on the mixed sport, that whole amateur model, it's more or less a pro. It's based on the pro system,
Mhm.
whereas like on the amateur side of boxing, it's very like they're boxing every 2 or 3 weeks or something. Not even every 2 or 3 weeks, every week even. And they're
Yeah.
not really doing the whole boxing shorter rounds, boxing less rounds,
Mm.
wearing headgear and all that type of stuff. So it's very different. So some people find it hard to make the transition.
Right.
But I think the mixed martial arts model it's more directed at someone going top.
Yes. Yes. There's a natural progression. It's not like, yeah, you're going to be amateur for 12 years and then
Yeah,
maybe you'll jump over to pros. Yeah. And okay, on the Manchester amateur scene, what was the promotion that was putting the fights on?
There was so many, but the main one was FCC. That's still going today. I was even at that show last week, watching a couple of the lads fight from my gym, a couple of the amateurs fight. Yeah,
Excellent.
FCC was where I had my first fight in Bolton. Yeah.
No, yeah, I've got to point out because the international listeners would be like, you both are from the UK, but you have very different accents. I'm in the
Yeah, yeah,
Midlands in Brum, and Manny's up north. That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
difference in the accents.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone who's not from here, or the international people, like I've got a lot of like I work with a lot of people in the US, and they're like, "Oh, it's Scotland. What's Scotland? Is it that you're in?" I have to explain to them. Yeah, it's Liverpool.
Scotland, I would have never have thought. Well, to be fair, though, Americans, yeah, they can think some
And
interesting things.
people say all sorts. Even if I'm in London, people go, "Oh, from Birmingham."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That is correct. That's well, I guess you know what? In that respect, it's because they haven't necessarily traveled out and converse with someone from a different city or state. So the
yeah,
accent to them is like everything's Birmingham or everything's Scotland kind of thing.
yeah. I think they all expect us to be speaking like the Queen, speaking like the Queen and stuff. But yeah.
Totally. And if you're American, they think that we have like butlers, there's no poverty in England, and we're all rich and we have 11 season scones.
Yeah, it's far from it, far from the truth.
It certainly is. Um, heritage wise, what's your heritage?
I'm Nigerian. My mum and dad are from five states in Nigeria, so it's like it's the if you know about like the civil war and stuff,
Yeah.
maybe say Biafra in Nigeria, it's like where my mum and dad are from is in that
Wow.
country, not country, but like that part, that
Yeah.
southeastern part in that was called Biafra.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to go back?
Yeah, many times I hold a passport there. Well, yeah, I've just renewed my passport for the I think the commission's messed up, so I've got to go down and get it sorted. But yeah,
Proper.
been about in 3 times.
Excellent. Excellent. And as you say, you've got your two passports.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Lucky man. Lucky man. That's excellent to hear. That's excellent to
Yeah,
hear.
so for me, I find something important to have. I think as I go older and become more of an established, fighter, and that's one I want to be spending a lot more time there.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's where my mum and dad have grown up, and where my family comes from, so it's
Of
definitely
course.
really set to me. So
100% agree, sir. 100%. It's without them and without that place, there would be no you. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
it's you gotta do what you gotta do, man. 100%, 100%, sir. So 4-1. We're
Mhm.
currently in Cage Warriors. Map out the plan? I mean, what have we got? If everything goes well, like what do we see? What's he gonna shape out to be career
Yeah,
wise?
I liken it. I liken it to being a big artist or something. I know, like a lot of your fan base, like music. I liken it to the artist, like to where you've got to essentially what you say, feed the streets. In the sense that you've
Yes.
got to keep putting out good songs and that. And that's
Hmm.
essentially all it is. Like I've got to keep putting out good highlight real worthy performances,
Yes.
and everything just takes care of itself from there. So yeah, I think that's what it is. Like keep knocking people out, keep making noise, yeah, keep being exciting, and yeah,
Yeah.
everything sorts itself out from there.
100%. Well, as I say, keep winning and the rest takes care of itself. Simple as.
No, it's not just keep winning, it's keep winning, exciting and
Well, of
spectacular.
course, of
Yeah.
course. It goes without saying because you got those grapplers who just want to like lay and pray and all that kind of stuff, which it's boggling. I totally understand and I appreciate the art of grappling, but you need to cause damage. You need to be threatening for submissions. You can't just hold someone down and like expect to
Yeah.
win a championship. Like, was it who is it? Logan Story? Storley in Bellator when he fought, was it?
Okay. Yeah, when he fought in Page.
Yes.
But yeah, you can win fights like that, but it's like he's won that fight now, but then his stock hasn't really gone up like that. Like it's very, there's two bouts you can take with it. You can either be really exciting or you can be like that, like Logan Sun, a safety first type of fighter.
Yeah.
If you go in that route, the safety first route, you've got to really overcompensate with the personality, like Covington, like someone like Covington, like someone like that. You've got to really overcompensate on the other side because the actual fighting style isn't too exciting. Like, it's a spectator sport, and you've got to entertain the fans in one way, whether they're actually talking or whether they're actually really, knocking people out and doing something crazy in the game.
And you clearly understand the dynamics of what this is, which is sports entertainment. It's not the pure sport as it was once, you do, there is that entertainment element on it, and you're definitely entertaining the fans with the KOs, man. I cannot front.
100%, 100%. That's all that I've got to do. That's all that I've got to keep doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what is the plan? We're gonna get the strap in Cage Warriors? Is the plan then to free agency out and look at the highest bidder kind of thing, or are we gonna go straight to that proven track of going to the UFC?
Ideally, belts. To be honest, the belt isn't too much of a concern right now. It's just because there's so many like that division, that 145 division, Cage One is so stacked, and it's like saying, okay, so the last time the belt was defended was earlier this year, and before that it was twice the year before. So I'm really going to try and fight through that like whole thing of just a load of guys. I'm not trying to fight through, like pass around the belt, or am I just going to be super exciting to where it's like, oh, look at this kid, and like, look at this kid, and you see like all these big knockouts and stuff, and then go into free agency or UFC from there.
Perfect. So would you consider a potentially another promotion, i.e. a Bellator, a one championship, a PF? Well, you couldn't do a PFL, could you?
It's all opportunities, but obviously gold standard, what you really want to be at is UFC, in it. So Cage Warriors is like a proven route to there.
Yeah.
But like I said, you just gotta keep knocking people out and being exciting, and good opportunities will come.
I agree. I totally agree. So what is more important for you? Is money and legacy the most important, or is the fame and maybe a little bit of money important for you?
Never really thought about it like that. Let me think. I'd say it's the money's important because that's something that'll stay with you for a long time. I'd say the money, because fame's fleeting. Like fame's fleeting. Like it's fleeting. Like even how brutal this game is, like we were just saying before we went online. It's fleeting. You can go and get knocked out one time and no one wants to know, and you can go on a 10-fight in knockout streak and everyone wants to know. So it's very fleeting in that sense. But the one thing that you can take from it is money.
Agreed. It's I think more and more fighters and UFC, as you say,
the thing is with fame, it is this day and age, attention more or less is money, so they more or less do go hand in hand.
Yes, there is some truth to that. 100%. There is some truth to that. We're seeing a lot. Say, if you can build your brands and build that excitement, like look what this guy's doing. The Black Death is literally the name is so like appropriate to what he's doing, because he's knocking people straight out. We need this guy in our promotion now.
Exactly.
The landscape, as you say, it's down to yourself. Who's going to be the highest bidder? Shall I just jump straight to UFC and go? What is it? 18 and 18 they normally start off at.
Yeah, I think so. It's something like that.
Yeah. Or Bellator, they're offering me like 30 and 30. Oh, and actually one, they're offering me like a flat fee of like 90.
Yeah.
Mm. And there's an opportunity for me to do Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu grappling, and okay, well, where do I go with this thing?
Exactly. Like it's, but the one thing is just getting to that level to where those level of promotions want you, and then from there you can make the decision because even with the Bellator thing, like Bellator do offer good money, but then if you're only like say if you're based in Europe, they're not really flying guys out from Europe over to the US. So you're guaranteeing yourself only 2 fights a year maximum.
Potentially, yeah, good.
If you get injured, or something doesn't work out for one of them shows, it's you've got to really weigh up the options, risk and reward and stuff. So that's why most fighters would say UFC is really the goal of where they want to be.
Yeah. Massive presence, publicly traded. They've just done that deal with Mr. Zuckerberg for the virtual reality. I mean, like, he didn't pay, Manny. He didn't pay to rent out the Apex. What I did was I gave him a little. Here you go. You can you can watch the event all on your own, and then you can give me the deal for that meta.
But it's a good thing. Like I think it's always a good thing because it's just more mainstream eyes on the sport. Like that's what we need. That's what we need of the sport, really. Like more mainstream eyes. Like even all these big guys like O'Malley, Paddy the Baddy, and McGregor. Like these type of guys, like they're going into that mainstream, and it just helps the rest of the sport so much.
It does. I do wish that Connor will get back to fighting again rather than all these shenanigans that he's doing and stuff. Or even, you know what? I
don't think he should. I think he should just step away because it's a lot of risk, Like you're just risking so much because you can. I say to people all the time, it's not boxing. Like you can really go and get your ass beat in the cage. If you really get your ass beat, like to where it just looks peak. Like he's got a good little legacy. He's got a good little track record of what he's done. I think he can just step away and be like, you know what, I'm good.
Took the words right out my mouth. I was going to say exactly the same thing. He's done it all now. I don't necessarily think he should do anything. That leg break was nasty. He should just chill now. He's getting that 12 money and all the rest of the endorsements and all the things he's doing. He should just chill. Even start his own fight promotion. He's got enough money to do so.
Yeah, unless he really loves it. That's one thing as well. Like some people would really love it, so he might really, really love it to where like.
But do you remember Poirier McGregor 2? And I can't remember the English guy reporter. He read out a quote that McGregor said, and it was about like going insane and just loving the sport and etc. etc. And it kind of choked him up to go back to that point where he was that obsessed with being the best, providing for his family. He's done that all now. I don't think there's that real drive. And now it's just, well, I'm McGregor, I'm Connor. Like I've been beaten twice now by the same dude.
I don't think the drive goes away from it. It's just more the resilience to put up with the bad days and that. Like it's hard. Like going for this comes, it's hard. Like you go through the aches and pains, and some days you get your ass beat in training. Like it's being able to deal with that. I don't think the drive's gone with him. It's just the motivation to really do that. Because if you've got a gazillion-pound mansion or whatever he's got, and just all these different things, and that it's so easy just to say, you have a hard session. You're just like, oh, you know what? Fuck this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing to come over. If you can come through it, like Mayweather was always able to do it, but if you can't, it's
Yeah, it's the beauty of mixed martial arts. It's crushing, and the casuals, especially the casuals, they don't. appreciate. They literally think that you guys are just sitting at home all day, like, talking to your coach. Yeah, yeah, what's the strategy? Yeah, okay, when's the fight? All right, and just literally just turning up and fighting. They're
Yeah.
not appreciating the road work, the drills, jujitsu practice, sparring, wrestling, grappling, recovery.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot goes into it. That's how I say it, a lot goes into it. Anytime, even on the night, that's the thing. Like you're like, before you go out to the cage, you'll feel nervous and stuff, and then you just think. Even these cards, like say there's 10, 15 fights on a fight card, 5 of them will pull out. Like say you know about that 8 weeks in advance, 5 of them will pull out, and then you're there on the night, and you're just thinking, what gives me confidence anyway is thinking most people didn't even make it to this point. Most
Yeah,
people, most people pulled out because they got an injury. Most people pulled out because they felt a little bit stressed. Oh, I couldn't do it. Like, oh, it'd be too much to do with my mum's sick or whatever. Like, it'd be too much for me to go and train while my mum's sick with the stress on my head and all that. So most people couldn't even make it to that point. So it's an achievement already just to be able to walk out and get in. So
yeah.
you know,
Agreed, agreed. Weight cutting, pardon self. I always bring
oh
this up with
God.
fighters. What is your view on weight cutting?
Really, it's a necessary evil of the sport. It's a real necessary evil of the sport. It's not that I don't agree with it. It's just it can be a bit dangerous, but it's just a necessary evil of the sport. Like that, like people talk about it so much, and just like it's nothing's gonna change about it. So why am I talking about it? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
nothing's
yeah,
nothing's gonna change it. It's just a necessary evil. It would be nicer to do something to where like I don't know, maybe you did the same day weigh-ins or something like that. People say one championship do it different, but I've not actually seen the details of what they do. So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know how different it really is, and even if it's safer. So you just
It's
never know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I think my pushback of sorts on that is if let's say I'm Dana White and all of a sudden I said, okay, you guys can still weight cut, but you're not cutting any more than let's stretch it out. I say 10 pounds personally, but I'm gonna do a Dana White. I'm gonna say you're not gonna cut more than 20 pounds of your natural body weight. If you got a
Mhm.
problem with that, you need to move up. I want you healthy. I want you safe in there. I want you to perform to the highest of your capabilities. I don't want you to cut 50 pounds. The people are flipping cutting 50 to 60 pounds.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're all grown men, and we're going in to do sort of one of the most dangerous things you can possibly do. So I can't really, you're going in there to punch someone's head and potentially not render them unconscious and that. Like, am I really going to be like, but for safety reasons, I don't want you to cut too much weight. You know what I mean? It's a bit.
I
You get me
understand what
though,
you're
like
saying. Yeah.
yeah, you get me. I can't. You can't have like someone essentially try and be, a nanny to you when you're going in to do something that's dangerous anyway.
Yeah, it's no, it's like protocols, isn't it? It's a protocol to say, we because look, just look at some of the performances some people have had, and then after, oh yeah, the weight cut, yeah, man, the weight cut, or fights getting called off. Remember poor Ashpin lad trembling on the damn scale, having to be
But,
carried to the these aren't sights that we should be seeing.
but at the same time, though, it's an adult decision. Like you've made that decision however many weeks, what is 10, 12, 8 weeks in advance. Like,
Yeah.
you're essentially just going back on your word, really. So it's, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to say like it's not hard to do, but she's made that decision like 10 weeks
Yeah.
before. It's
It's just a,
having that
yeah.
trust standpoint, you know what I mean? Like it's if you didn't make it,
Yeah,
you didn't make it.
you signed it.
You
You
had
signed the
weeks. Yeah,
deal. You signed the
yeah.
contract. And from a professional standpoint, and as you say, we're all grown adults, male and female. If we have signed up to fight at 145, at 135, whatever that weight is, we should be professional about it and start to reduce our calorific intake if we walk around at 180 and we're going to fight at sort of 145. We need to be looking at it properly, or maybe we shouldn't be walking around at 180 pounds. Maybe we
Yeah,
should be
that's true.
walking around closer to the 170 and then diet down.
That's true. Yeah, that's it.
And the point you raise with one championship, I think everybody has the same sort of thought process because it sounds good in regards to the hydration tests, and then now thinking about doing post fight hydration tests as well. We no one can tell you, okay, if you're 0.2 for your hydration, that means you've passed. They're calling numbers out and saying this and saying that, and some people pass, some people fail. There's no way for us as the fans or as the fighters, because the fighters are standing up there bewildered as hell, like, oh, I didn't pass. Oh, okay. So what have I got to do?
Hmm. Yeah.
It's, as you say, necessary evil.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah. 100%.
if the big boy did it, if Dana did it, I think more promotions would be likely to say, actually, you know what? If the UFC is doing it, maybe we could look at it, look at sort of limiting that kind of thing.
But I think they kind of do. I think they take the best approach to it. They take kind of the in between approach where they say, like, I think if somebody misses weight on the UFC, they say they'll go, listen, you can move up in weight if you want to.
Mm,
You can move up in weight if you want to. Like, we're not going to tell you what to do, but
yeah.
you can move up because you've obviously struggled to make it this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's on. That's it. I mean, it's on you. But say if I'm if I'm broke as fuck and I'm on my second fight and you know, oh, I need this next win. I need this next win because if I get caught again, I'm back to fighting in the local scene when I'm earning 10 times less. Like, oh god, am I going to take the risk of fighting someone who's naturally bigger? Do you know what I mean? Like it's a pressure situation, but that's what makes it so fun to go and watch and stuff. Because you're literally seeing someone, you know, where the stakes are so high, you're seeing someone go and perform for their life essentially. So
Yeah. In every element and aspect of the term, of the phrase, fighting for your life, for every part of that, you know, for your safety, you want to get out of there as unscathed as possible. You want to win, but you don't want to necessarily end someone's life. But in essence, some of the actions that you're doing could cause serious damage, man. This is the interesting thing about combat sports. It's so traumatic, but it's so fun to watch as a fan, as someone who really appreciate not just the trauma elements of it, but just the whole scene, the training elements of it, seeing, you know, what you guys are doing, seeing you outside of the camp when you're just chilling and you've got a bit more weight on you kind of thing, and you don't see the abs blatantly and just looking shredded
yeah,
out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So as we wind this down, Senor, as we wind this conversation down, I have two questions for you.
Oh, okay.
First one being, have you had fun tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I can talk shit for ages when I like to talk.
It's good to talk.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Definitely. Okay. Second question for you, sir, is please tell us who you are, but do not tell us your name.
Okay, I am the most exciting fighter you probably see outside the UFC. I am dedicated, motivated, unpredictable, and always fun, whether that's in the cage or outside the cage.
Excellent. Thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, Manny. Throw all your social medias out and I'll make sure I put them in the link below.
It's I think I've got some. Can you believe someone's called? Oh yeah, I've got it up right now. It's Manny.Akpan on Instagram. Instagram is probably the best place that you'll have to be to see me. It'll be all my trainings, all my trainings on me fucking about sometimes, me and not working sometimes. yeah, you'll just see all things on my life on my Instagram, and yeah.
Perfect. So make sure if this is the first time, pardon yourself, that you stumbled across and you're thinking, oh, Cage Warriors, okay, it's more local. Check out the highlight reel.
Yeah, and that's it as well. Go on YouTube, just search Manny Akpan, and then you'll see all my fights, all my knockouts, all my highlights and stuff, and yeah.
And be thoroughly entertained. And yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And November 12th, Manchester Cage Warriors, 145. Yeah, Cage Warriors Cage Warriors 146. Streamed on Fight Pass worldwide, UFC Fight Pass that is, and yeah, you'll see me on there competing next.
Who's your opponent?
My opponent as of right now is the former champion called Dean Schumann, tough veteran, tough fighter. Yeah, so that's my next victim.
I like the confidence. I like the positivity. My next victim, former champ, going in there. Yes, yeah. I mean, how much more experience does he have? Because you're 4-1, right?
He's got near double the. I think he's got near triple the fights actually. Yeah, I think he's got like 15, 20 professional fights. So yeah, a lot more experienced guy.
Yeah. Okay. All the best on that. I'm not going to talk about any luck. Hard work and dedication is going to do the thing on the night. I'll most definitely be tuned in. And we November. When is it? November
12th.
12th.
Saturday in November.
Perfect. So trustfully, you're not going to be too battered up and bruised and stuff. And we'll definitely do a recap of that, man. I'll definitely have you back for that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, 100%. And thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So guys, ladies, gentlemen, go over, check the links below. Make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and support this young man.
Great. Thanks, Dad.